my dears, and welcome back to the Kitty Coven. We are here to do this week's Dreamsnaps. So if you want to see how I put this whole area together, as well as my outfit and all of the settings, stick around for just a bit and I will show you exactly how I did it from start to finish. I will warn you now, though, I did use the Storybook Vale area, so it does help a lot if you have the Storybook Vale DLC. All right, let's go ahead and see what our challenge is going to be this week. It should be a decoration challenge, I believe, and it is. It is fun with fungi. Magic sprouts from the earth and hides beneath mushroom caps. Create an enchanting forest fungi scene with woodland charm. Okay, so we're already in Storybook Vale. I think we're definitely going to do this in Hot Falls. Absolutely. I have this area here that I've been waiting for something to do with, so I think we're going to use it here. We got it nice and cleared. I might need to move some other stuff around, but let's see what we can find. I definitely like the idea of using a couple of these fairy gardens. We do have these hay maze things. I may pull them out if I think they're going to be beneficial. I don't know if they will be here, though. I'm also actually going to pull out, I think there was some up here. Yeah, the giant daffodil and all of the like Alice in Wonderland animated flower things. Because I think they'll be good as like space fillers here and still add to the vibes a lot. And kind of keep that very mushroomy aesthetic we're going for. The purple blooming banner could also be cute. It is flowers, but again, they've got that quality, you know? They've got it. That's what matters. We go just as much off vibes as actual, like, mushroom things this week. All right, what else do we have that's being suggested that catches my eye? I know we're probably going to be using a lot of the mushroom, like trees and foliage. Maybe we'll bring in the rainbow as well. I do think it's very cute. I don't know if we'll actually see it in the photo, but we'll have it there. We'll pull you down, little mushroom tables. Okay, maybe we'll hide a few of these around. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be quite the colors I'm going for. I think they're a little too fall-esque. And a lot of our mushroom trees are pink, purple, and blue. So the orange leaves might be not quite the vibe, but I'll pull them out anyway, just so we've got them. I do think we're going to stay very heavily within the purple, pink, blue, maybe a little bit of yellow, since the other pieces we have are pulling that in. And we're definitely going to use a lot of these butterflies. I like them a lot. I think they're going to be really good here as well. I think the corkscrew anemone could actually be very cute. And I think it'll suit the mushrooms very well with their little glow. Even though it's not technically a mushroom. I do like the broken teacup. We're going obviously very Alice in Wonderland inspired, and I think a lot of people probably are going to this week, just because it's very heavily leaning towards Alice in Wonderland inspired. Like, hands down. In fact, we will probably end up looking at the Alice in Wonderland, like, area, not area, but like tag, to see if there's anything not being suggested that still fits the vibe for what we're wanting. We are like halfway down what it's suggesting. We've got a good bit. I kind of have an idea forming in my mind already here. Particularly, I think we're going to really use our little... oh my god, what's his name? The caterpillar and these little fairy gardens. And I think we're going to use that to create the symmetry around where we're going to stand. I think that's going to be the vibe for sure. And then from there, we'll build out depending on how things come together and what else we find. And I think that's going to be our best kind of bet here. is to do it that way, I do kind of want to build a bunch of these signs into it. Maybe I'll have like a little pathway leading up to us, and it'll be aligned with the signs. That could be cute. That could be very cute. In fact, I'll have to look and see what paths we have that would work for that. I thought for a second there about using, I know we've got those like card rug things where it's the cards, but I don't, like color-wise, I don't think it's gonna fit. I think they'll stand out just a little bit too much. And I don't want them to become an unintentional focus point. If anything, I want the focus point to be the signs leading up to us and not the cards. So we are almost all the way down here. Oh, the garden pathstones would actually be perfect for this, I think. I think those will make the perfect walkway leading up to us. Any last minute, like, amazing pieces down here? Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. Thinking we're not gonna this time. I'm thinking we're not going to get any this time, which is fine. I'm fully expecting a lot of this to have to be filled out with foliage and trees. And by trees, I mean like the mushrooms. All right, let's, however, go ahead and look at the Alice in Wonderland tag. If there's anything else in here that I think would work really, really well. No, not really. Not really. I don't think, yeah, no, the lily pads are for the water. See, I was thinking of these to make a path out of, but I just don't think they're going to give us the vibe we want. So we're going to come down here to underbrush and trees, and we're going to start pulling out a bunch. We're going to pull out like one of every thing I think we might use. I think that's kind of all of them here. Okay. And then we'll come over to trees. Probably maybe do some of those. I don't know how well they're going to work. Okay, so here are our main mushrooms that we can work with. We do have this, like this big thing. I just don't vibe with it. I'm actually kind of salty because I'm looking at this and there's that purple tree in this mix. Right, there's that purple one, but I don't think we can actually get that separate, which makes me really sad because I would love to include that separate, but the mix of them is just a bit too big to comfortably fit. Okay, let's look at paths. We've got the Momraths, which I think is going to be our best bet. Any fencing? No. Okay. So this is what we're working with here. This is absolutely what we're working with. And honestly, I think it'll be fine. So we're going to go and start pulling some of this just a little bit out of the way. Because I would like to kind of build up some of these guys back here. And we're just going to build up like a nice base of them if we can. All right. I think I need to put stuff just a little bit further away. I don't think I'm going to use these, if I'm honest. I think the wagons just aren't the vibe we're going for. I just don't think they are. Okay. Let's see. They're so big. They take up so much space. And that's going to be, I think, the big problem here is just how much space, excuse me, that these mushrooms take. They take a lot. Okay. You know what? We'll just create like a little ring out of the big ones. And then we're going to start to get some of these tucked around in here. They aren't going to fit like under it, which is kind of sad. But the actual like little ones will. So we're going to start to build these up a bunch. And I'm just going to kind of randomly place them. We're going to start to really try and fill this out. That's going to be our main goal anyway. Ooh, these flowers don't quite fit under in the way that I would like. That's fine. Will these ones? A little bit. Yeah, these fit a little better underneath. I just want to create a really good base of stuff to kind of fill out the very big mushroom vibes before we start building up where we're going to stand. And I think that's going to be really important here. I see that there's a spot back there. Sit. These are also just a little bit tall to sit actually underneath. But that's okay. I wonder, will the broken teacup fit underneath? Oh, they do. Awesome. Amazing. Amazing. All right, let's bring you under here then. And we'll bring you over here to try to fill it out a bit more. What about these guys? Is there anywhere you'll fit under here? Don't think so. I think you're a little bit too tall. You'll fit there though. That's fine. Get rid of something right there. No, it'll actually sit there. Okay. We've got these little dudes, little corkscrew buddies. Oh, butterflies are so cute, but I need them to get out of my way. And again, I'm just going to use these to kind of fill space. Okay. I think that's going to fill it out how I really kind of want this filled out. So we're going to set him there. We're going to bring you forward, actually. We're going to tuck like a chair back there. Why? I don't know, because we can. Okay. Now I need to move these signs out of the way. Because I'm going to angle these out a bit. Gonna be a lot of adjusting. You can go back a little, and so can you. Good. There we go. That is sitting nicely, and much more how I kind of want it to. Okay. Now, I think we're actually gonna get rid of this. Now we're going to pull these. And we're going to kind of build them up. And then we're going to take these buddies. And we're going to have them lining the way up. In fact, we're going to get this first set like as close as we comfortably can. And then we're just going to keep building these out. With like a little bit more space between. between them if I can. Okay. Now, I don't actually fit you anywhere. No. Okay. Let's see what this actually looks like if I stand in it and we try to take a photo. Right. Okay. How does this... Oh, okay. So we don't actually see most of these signs. We see the two closest ones. So we're going to leave those there. And then the others, we are going to, once again, come try to use fill in space back here. Okay. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on this, but we're going to try. And now, we also need to put all the butterflies that we can. Flibbity flab. Butterfly. Okay. Purple? There we go. When I tell you guys we are going to fill this thing with them, I mean it. Okay. And then we'll search blue. Get the blue ones. Cracker Jacks. Is more purple? Yeah. Oh. Okay, I think that's all of them we're gonna get there. All right, let's check this once again, see what we're looking at. Okay, so we don't really get mushroom vibes, unless maybe I stand a tiny bit forward. Okay, so we get kind of the tips of them. And, okay. Are they angled? I feel like they're angled. I don't think I'm going to actually be able to get in there and move them. Come on. No. I want the mushrooms. Let me, okay. Well, I think those are just going to stay where they're at. I'm going to be so for real. I think those are just going to stay where they're at. Now we have to figure out our outfit, though. I do kind of like the idea of doing the Alice in Wonderland outfit. I do think it would work very well. I'm going to see if I have anything else that feels more mushroomy, though. First. I don't think we have a mushroom hat, do we? No, we do have the green witch hat, though, that has mushrooms, which is really cute. And actually, you know what? It could work. It could work. What? See, this isn't as mushroom. And then you get rid of the hat. So you can wear the hat with you, but you don't look good. Okay, that actually looks really good. I think the color's not gonna look super great. I think it might look a little weird. I'm trying to see if there's anything, you know, you look cute with the jumpsuit. Actually, you kind of do. Okay, hang on. I think it's coming together. I do want boots. We have the green lace-up combat boots. Okay. We're going to change our hair for sure. And I think we're going to make it based off like that mushroom right there.
kind of already was, wasn't it? And it ain't looking too cute. Ah, you know what? That kind of works. That kind of, you know what? Okay. Okay. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it come together. I am seeing it come together. I like the little mite wings here, I think. I think those are going to be the cutest for this. We'll do a simpler earring. What do we have for neckwear? Anything a little more... something? Maybe. We could do the pocket watch, actually. That could be cute. What do I have for handheld? Where is my handheld? Oh, what are those under again? Oh, accessories. Oh, we gotta have the little mushroom guy. We have to. We have to have the little mushroom guy handheld here. What? Like, I would be doing myself a disservice if we didn't. Okay, I think we're gonna do the bread and butter free for one of our companions. Let's see if there's anything else that seems on par for our second companion. Do the butterfly. Actually, I think those work. Okay. We've got our fit. We've got our vibe. I think this is actually so cute. Okay. I just like that we actually can't see him back there very well. But I think it's fine. I do want to bring it back to a little bit more of a daytime. We're going to bring the saturation up a bit as well. We're going to take the shadows down 1. But we're going to bring the highlights and the brightness up to kind of combat it. We're going to give a bit of light bloom. You know, those shadows are so important here. We'll light our character a little bit. Actually, I think that's a bit too much. Oddly enough, I think she's lit well enough as is. Okay, I think this is so cute. Actually, I think this is so cute for this. Oh, I just completely boofed it. Okay. I hate when it does that. Like, does anybody else fight with that? You like adjust one thing and it like completely messes up all of your settings, and it's so annoying. I like the okay, up here. This is fine. Okay. And I think this is going to be our photo. Let's take it. We have hit all of our tags. I think it is very, very mushroomy. I think it definitely drives home the fungi vibes, which is definitely the theme this week. And I think it's really cute. I kind of thought about doing the Alice in Wonderland outfit, but I think we're probably going to see a lot of people doing Alice in Wonderland outfits because all the mushroom stuff in this game is very Alice in Wonderland. And obviously, like, you can even see with some of the theming around it, we've got a lot of Alice in Wonderland. So I didn't want to lean so heavily into it, just in case everybody else did. But I also wanted to keep it semi on par with what we're probably going to see a lot of. And I'm really, really happy with this. So we're... Oh, actually... I
I keep forgetting that we have these that we can add. I could just make myself a fungi. I actually don't like this one. It doesn't suit the color scheme, that little mushroom. It's really cute. It just does not fit with any of the other mushrooms that we have. We could absolutely tuck like the Cheshire Cat back here though. I think that is so cute. Maybe we like do them up here. Are there any others that we like? I think that might actually be it. I think the one mushroom one that we have just isn't, it's not the right color scheme. And we can't really change the color schemes of these ones, so we'll just leave that there. His little pocket watch. Nah. All right. This is going to be our photo. We're going to go ahead and submit this. I'm so proud of it. I think it came out super, super cute. I had a lot of fun. I like using the mushrooms. I feel like I don't get to use them as much as I would like. So I think it was a really fun excuse to get to use them this time. And really build it up. It's very bright. It's very colorful, which is a little different than the last few weeks that we've had because we've had a lot of Halloween and kind of spooky type ones. So this one feels very fresh and new compared to the last few weeks. If you guys have done yours though and would like to share them, you can join the Discord down below and there is a Disney Dreamlight Valley section. I would love to see your guys' submissions for this week or any week for that matter. And while you're there, if you want to check us out over on Twitch or any of my other socials, you absolutely can. I know that I'm going to be playing the DLC the day after it releases, the Friday after. I think it releases on a Wednesday, so I think it's 2 days later. But I'll be doing it the Friday after it releases. I'm so excited for it. Other than that, though, my dears, please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next one.